welcome back. We are talking about the hit musical Elf, which is Western Canada Theatre's holiday production, and we're joined by director and choreographer Tracy Powers. Thanks for being here, Tracy.
Thank you.
And we also have one of the main characters, if not the main character. We've got Kirk Smith joining us, and he plays Buddy the Elf, and that is really what this show surrounds. Is Buddy? It's about Buddy's story, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I hope you know by now. You've already hit the stage.
I have no idea what's going on around me at any point in time.
This is a fantastic show, and really, I think a lot of people are familiar with this one, Tracy, because of the movie. Elf, the movie, of course, made popular by Will Ferrell in 2003, I believe it was. But tell us a little bit about this show. What can people anticipate?
Well, it's a musical, so that's different.
Yes, that is different.
There's definitely a lot of shout outs to the movie, of course, but the writers of the musical have really kind of brought something different to it as well, and have brought that kind of New York Broadway feel to it, without losing our favorite parts of the movie. But I think it is important when you're adapting something for the stage that you do bring something new to it, so that it still has that element of surprise for audiences, and it's so exciting and so much fun. And yeah, I always say you'll smile until your face hurts, because you kind of do.
Yeah, well, it's funny too. I mean, I think it's got a big comedic element to it as well.
Huge.
So, Kirk, tell us about Buddy. Who is Buddy? What's his story?
Well, Buddy has grown up in the North Pole, and he's been raised by elves, and he believes himself to be an elf until the beginning of the play and the beginning of the story, when he finds out that he's human and he actually has a human father.
It's a shock.
It's a shock. It's, you know, it really disrupts his life in a big way, and then he goes out to learn about his human life and what it means to be a human, and, you know, his take on how to behave in day-to-day life is a lot different from what most people in New York City behave like.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should mention that Kirk is local. You are one of the local talents in this production, right? From Kamloops?
I grew up in Kamloops. Went to school my whole life here, pretty much, and then moved away and went to theater school, and I live in Vancouver, and but this is my 13th production at Western Canada Theatre, and it's always nice to come home to my actual family, and then, you know, a lot of the staff and the people at the theater company feel like family as well.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty awesome.
Good for you. And I know, Tracy, you mentioned there's a lot of other local talent. We're looking at pictures here. Look at that. There's Kirk. So this is, okay.
So that's Mandisa Valo. She is local as well.
From Kamloops.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite scenes from the movie. So I'm glad that was recreated in the musical as well, putting syrup on, was it the spaghetti?
On spaghetti, and it's not bad at all. I mean, I could eat less in the show than I do, but it's just, you know, it's not bad.
I love it.
Mandisa is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's a little brother. Tracy got permission from the producers, or from the, you know, the rights holders to make it a little sister instead of a little brother, because Mandisa was just so amazing. And she really is, like, she just shines, and it's, you know, I get verklempt every time watching her in her songs, and just, you know, sharing the stage with someone so young who's just so present and just like looking right at you, and if you throw her a curveball, she'll throw it right back at you.
A future star, maybe, right?
Yeah.
If she wants to.
If she wants to do that.
Well, we have a little bit of video, and I'd like to give people a sneak peek. So let's take a look at Elf the Musical. I love that. Kirk, you really do play that part of Buddy quite well.
It's awesome. It's so great to be able to do that part and to live in something about Buddy, and I think something that's appealing about the story and about the role is to see an adult behave like a child, and so adults get to sort of live vicariously through him, and kids get to see, you know, an adult, and they usually know adults as taking themselves a bit too seriously,
Yes.
you know, behave like that. And it's just really refreshing because we don't spend enough time looking at the world with wonder and excitement. So to get to live in that, you know, all 2.5 hours at a time is great, as well as sweaty.
I was just going to say, yeah, that costume can't be cooling at all.
No, and I'm sure it's still drying out from, you know, we've had a day off, but I'd be surprised if it's fully dry. You know, when you stand in a rainstorm, that's what it feels like, except hot and salty.
So don't get too close to Kirk, but definitely go and see the show. We know that you open on the 29th, right? November 29th, running until December 12th. Tracy, what has the reception been so far from audiences?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's, I think there's more attendance for this show than there ever has been in Western Canada history. So we're pretty proud of that. And people have been loving the music, loving the dancing, loving the actors, and so that makes me really happy.
Yeah, you were mentioning before we started the segment that you didn't actually realize until you took part in this and got this going how many people actually have seen Elf and have made that movie sort of part of their tradition.
Exactly. I had no idea. And it's always exciting for us in the theater because we're so invested in it, but it's so wonderful to have people come to the theater for the first time. And maybe it is because they saw the movie, but we hope that we can get them hooked. They'll come back to the theater again.
And this is a show, I think, Kirk, I mean, you just said it, an adult acting like a kid. So this is for kids, this is for adults,
it's for everyone.
It's for everybody.
You know, you can't help but sort of get swept up in the sparkle, jolly, twinkle, jingliness of the whole thing.
Yeah, and you're singing a lot in this one?
Lots of singing, lots of dancing.
Good
Lots
for
of
you.
naps.
So this is a heartwarming, I guess, story, but also a comedy. It's sort of Buddy's quest to discover his true identity. You figured out you're human, right?
Yes, working on it.
All right. Western Canada Theatre's Elf the Musical running until December 12th. Get your tickets. kamloopslive.ca is where you can do that. You won't want to miss this. This is a show for the whole family. We really appreciate your time, both of you, and best of luck. Break a leg, and I'm sure that the rest of the run will be fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we're back in a couple of minutes. Stay with us.